Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into a crime that has not only shocked Kolkata, but has also raised serious questions about the safety and dignity of women in India. The tragic incident involving a 31-year-old trainee doctor at Kolkata's RG Kar Hospital has deeply shaken the nation's conscience. We've witnessed protests across various parts of the country, especially in West Bengal. Doctors have gone on strike, protesters have been attacked by hired thugs, and the hospital itself has been vandalized. So far, 25 people have been arrested by the police. Many are now questioning Mamata Banerjee, who is not just the Chief Minister of West Bengal, but also serves as the state's Home Minister and Health Minister. It was unusual to see her leading a protest march after the incident, but the question remains, who exactly was she protesting against? This left many confused. The primary accused in this case is Sanjay Roy, a civic volunteer with the West Bengal Police. He has a history of domestic violence, with 3 of his marriages ending due to such issues. The first question that arises is, how was someone with such a background even recruited as a civic volunteer? Given his history, the police should have already taken action against him. Roy was arrested after the police used CCTV footage, a Bluetooth device, and DNA samples to track him down, and he has since confessed to the crime. But another pressing question is, how did he have access to all the departments within the hospital? So, what actually happened on the day of the incident? The victim was an intern who has just completed a 36-hour shift and headed to the rest area along with a few other colleagues while they were on break to have dinner at around 12 a.m. Everything seemed normal. They had good time and others went back to work as their shift started. She didn't have shifts, so she thought of taking a quick nap before going, as she was so tired from the 36-hour shift. She did not see what was coming next. The next day morning at around 9:30 a.m., one of her colleagues came by and saw her lying on the floor half naked, covered in a pool of blood. He then immediately informed the management about the situation, and then the police arrived to the crime scene by 10 a.m. It was not until 12:30 p.m. when the police informed the victim's parents, and they were not shown the body of their daughter. A lot of speculation surrounded, as the police did not file an first information report until 7:30 p.m. A few days after the incident, there was a demand to transfer the case to the CBI. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee tried to dismiss this demand, saying she had no objection, and would hand over the case to the CBI if the police failed to act in the coming days. However, the Calcutta High Court, citing a lack of public trust in the police, ordered the case to be transferred to the CBI. The court also pointed out that this loss of trust in the police reflects the failure of both the Home Minister and the Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee. Another key issue is how someone like Sandeep Ghosh was appointed as the principal of RG Kar Medical College. He has been accused of running the institution like a mafia and allegedly tried to suppress the incident by initially labeling it as a suicide. The victim's parents were not allowed to see their daughter's body for hours, and there was a delay in filing the FIR. Despite these allegations, when Ghosh was removed, he was transferred to Calcutta National Medical College. If someone is unfit to lead one institution, how does it make sense to put them in charge of another? The Calcutta High Court highlighted this absurdity and sent Ghosh on extended leave. The West Bengal government has formed a special investigation team, SIT, to investigate the corruption charges against Ghosh, with a report expected in a month. The CBI has already questioned him 4 times in connection with this case. As the country demands justice, the West Bengal government has announced initiatives to enhance women's safety in workplaces. The Supreme Court took suo motu cognizance of the matter, making strong statements about the need for real equality under the Constitution. The court emphasized that the nation cannot wait for another such heinous crime to take place before taking action. After the Kolkata incident, similar cases have surfaced in Uttarakhand, where a nurse was victimized, involving a bus driver and conductor, and in Bengaluru, where a 21-year-old college student was assaulted while returning home from a party. In Maharashtra's Badlapur area, a school cleaner was reported to have sexually abused 2 young girls, aged 3 and 4. Hundreds of angry parents blocked the railway station in protest. It may seem that these incidents have surged over the past few days, but that's not the case. Such crimes happen daily, but they don't always make headlines, and widespread outrage doesn't follow every incident. The first large-scale protest in the country was likely after the Nirbhaya case in 2012. Then, in 2019, there was an outcry after the assault and murder of a 26-year-old veterinary doctor in Hyderabad. In 2020, the Hathras case involving a 19-year-old Dalit girl sparked nationwide protests. And now, in 2024, we have this case in Kolkata. Over the last 12 years, there have been only a handful of large-scale protests, maybe 7 or 8 in total. It's natural to feel outraged by such incidents, and protesting is a sign of our collective humanity. But the situation seems to be worsening rather than improving. If we look back to 2012, about 25,000 such cases were reported annually. According to the latest NCRB figures, 31,000 cases were reported in 2022, approximately 85 cases per day. When adjusted for population growth, we see a proportional increase as well. The population has grown by 1.14 times since then, while reported sexual assaults have increased by 1.25 times. It's clear that the situation is deteriorating. The root causes of sexual violence not only persist, but are seemingly escalating. This is why I find it absurd. It's fine to protest for a week, but if we pretend everything is okay for the rest of the year, it's just nonsensical. What can be done to improve the situation? Are you ready for this uncomfortable discussion? This conversation will be difficult because you may realize that many of you are indirectly part of the problem. Will you acknowledge this? I'm not sure. Veerdas once said that we live in two Indias, one where women are worshipped and another where they face unspeakable atrocities. While his observation wasn't incorrect, many took offense. After the Nirbhaya case, filmmaker Leslie Udwin released a powerful documentary titled India's Daughter. It was so thought-provoking that it should have been shown to students across the country. However, instead of fostering discussion, the documentary was banned, with claims that it would tarnish India's international image. After today's discussion, you might feel similarly uncomfortable. But if you truly care about this issue, I urge you to watch this video till the end and participate in the solutions we'll discuss. Let's start with a simple question. Is sexual violence wrong? You might accuse me of being insensitive for asking such an obvious question, but when we examine societal attitudes, a different picture emerges. Everyone agrees that sexual violence is wrong, but many attach their own conditions to it. If you disagree with someone, you have the right to criticize them or report them to the authorities if they break the law. But sexual violence is wrong. Full stop. Making threats of sexual violence is wrong. Full stop. However, the problem is that people keep adding ifs and buts to this statement. What can we do to stop these injustices? I've listed some solutions. First, bring back the India's Daughter documentary. Show it in schools across the country. In this era of YouTube and social media, banning content is futile. Such measures should be used to educate and spark conversations rather than censor. Second, we need comprehensive sex education. Teach children that they should not feel ashamed if someone touches them inappropriately and encourage them to report it. Make them understand the importance of consent, that their body is their own, and that no one has the right to violate it. Third, prioritize mental health. Victims should feel comfortable discussing their trauma with their families and not be forced to bottle up their emotions. There should be mandatory counseling in schools and workplaces to support mental well-being. Fourth, reform the criminal justice system. It often fails to provide swift justice to survivors. The fast-track courts set up after the Nirbhaya case have not lived up to their promise. There are thousands of pending cases, and survivors are left waiting for years. Fifth, challenge rape culture. It stems from deep-rooted misogyny. Parents need to teach their children, especially sons, to respect women and understand that they do not have any entitlement over someone else's body. Society must stop glorifying toxic masculinity and start valuing equality. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let's keep this conversation going, because it's one that we cannot afford to ignore.